Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the While We Walk podcast, where I discuss my thoughts for the day. Today is May 1st. It's a Wednesday. Right now it's 10:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the wonderful weather has returned again. It's sunny. When I left the house, it was 60 degrees. It's expected to go up to 74 degrees, and tomorrow is expected to go up to 80 degrees. So kind of not looking forward to that weather, to be honest, but something that I'm gonna have to get used to. So yeah, but anyways, so I lost some weight. I was at 185.5, so I lost 0.2 pounds from yesterday. I was able to get my calories under 2,000 yesterday, and for the foreseeable future, I'm basically going to stay below 2,000 calories at least for the next 2 weeks. No, for the rest of the summer, but like what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay around 1980-ish, like just basically barely below the 2,000 level. And if after a week or two, if there's no adjustments being made in terms of my weight, I'm going to drop it down to like 1,800 calories. So that's a plan of action. It's time to definitely step onto the pedal here with summer fast, the end of May fast, aggressively approaching here. So I'm aggressively looking to lose some additional fat here. Hopefully becoming below 180 by the end of May. So that's a plan of action. Even though I'm at like only 5.5 pounds away, as I'm getting closer to my goal, it's getting harder and harder, as I believe I'm gaining muscle mass at the same time I'm losing fat. So it's a nice little thing that's happening, the body composition. But I'm only gonna do one lap today, because after this lap I'm gonna go straight to BJ's, which is basically like a Costco for those that don't know what BJ's is, and buy my pork loin chops as well as frozen broccoli florets. So I'm gonna start incorporating broccoli back into the diet now going forward, and I'm actually gonna get 1 cup in for tonight's dinner with my potatoes, and I'm gonna save the rest of the potatoes I have, which is gonna be 6 for some time in the weekend if I want to splurge a little bit. But going forward, it's gonna be broccoli. My main sources of fiber are gonna be broccoli, beans, and fruit. Those are my 3 sources of fiber going forward. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how everything pans out. Basically testing the waters with the broccoli today, and yeah, so yeah, man, I'm really looking to amp up these weight loss. If I don't lose, after staying under 2,000 calories, if I don't lose any weight, I'm just going to keep on narrowing it down, or increase my activity. Something's going to have to give. But I think this week I'm going to lose. We'll see. So I'm going to stay at a week. Like I said, I like where my body looks, but I'm looking to destroy this body fat percentage this year. Absolutely destroy it with no mercy. So yeah, that's the plan of action. I might even, to speed up the process, do like a protein sparing modified fast for one of the days this week, just to kind of speed up the process. So yeah, I'm going to start incorporating some, they're going to be called protein sparing modified fasts. I'm not going to lose muscle by doing it every other day, so I'm going to do 2 of those. Yeah, that's the plan of action. That is a plan of action for sure. But I'm gonna start implementing with fasting now that I'm really I'm gonna start implementing it towards the in the middle of May, if things aren't progressing the way I like. So yeah, that's the plan of action. What else is there? I mean, today is one of those progression rest days where I'm just going to do 3 sets of my normal routine, and yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the workout. But yeah, yesterday I was kind of like kind of thinking in the back of my mind whether or not I wanted to work out. But I had to work out. I had to get one of my progressions in. My wrists are feeling okay. Even though they're feeling okay, I'm still going to take a day off and then pretty much go 100% on my progressions on Thursday, because it precedes 2 days of rest. So I'm actually going to really intensify the progression workouts for the last day. So basically what I intend on doing is like 80% intensity for Sundays and Tuesdays, and like close to 100% intensity on Thursday for my final week for the progressions. So that's the plan of action. Yeah, so I want to at least get some things in, and I've been kind of playing around with the recordings to see how my form is and everything of that sort. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it looks after. But yeah, I'm not expecting to. I'm using the calisthenics to maintain and grow muscle mass at this point. The progressions are the least of my concerns right now. It's all about preserving and gaining muscle mass while I'm in this cut. Chances are, usually in cuts, you just basically do what you can to preserve muscle mass, and by working out, that's essentially what I'm doing, preserving it. So so tomorrow's going to be 80 degrees. I'm going to kind of experiment with, I'm going to stop eating potatoes after today and just saving them for like a rainy day. And yeah, I'm going to kind of play around with it, see how it pans out. I got to start eating the blueberries I haven't been eating lately. Thankfully they're frozen, so that's why I've been you know, I could freeze it for like 2 months, so I don't have to worry about, you know, taking them right off the bat. I just want to basically get rid of the perishables, like the ones that currently aren't frozen, and just get rid of them by eating them. And once they're gone, I'm gonna go start chipping away at the blueberries. And I only have like 34 eggs left, so once the eggs are done, I'm gonna just basically replace them with protein powder. Yeah, protein powder. And going to eat like my new, after the eggs are done, my new protocol is, because this morning I had 4 eggs, so I'm gonna keep on eating 4 eggs until the eggs are done. And once the eggs are done, I'm going to yeah, what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to use protein scoops in place of them, along with like a box of blueberries. And yeah, that's the plan of action. And hopefully the weight falls off. Yeah, but now that I'm getting close to the finishing stretch, I'm definitely going to implement some fasting towards the end of this cut, to help with my calorie deficits. And the fasting are not going to be complete fasting. They're still going to have like around 500 calories, but all those calories are going to come out from protein shakes. That's the plan of action. Protein shakes, and maybe some broccoli in there as well, to keep it at 500 calories. And yeah, that's the plan of action so far. But yeah, what else is there? I mean that's it in terms of how I'm going to approach this here. Not rocking, so I mean not fasted. Keep in mind, I'm never going to do an actual full fast going forward, because I think it's unnecessary. But I remember there was a time where I fasted for 11 days, and I think 10 or 11 days just drinking water essentially. And so I have the ability to fast multiple days, but I'm not going to do it this year. This year I just plan on doing like alternate day fasting. But during the quote unquote fasting days, I basically eat like 100 grams of protein essentially. That's the plan. And yeah, that is the plan on the quote unquote fasting days. But yeah, that's that. Activity is gonna stay the same. I'm gonna do 2 hours a day. When it rains, I'm gonna just do 1 hour, or basically 10,000 steps. Essentially, 10,000 steps on the rainy days, and 20,000 on the non-rainy days. And yeah, it's crazy because like I've been in a huge deficit and I haven't been losing the weight in the past like 4 weeks, like 2 weeks. I was stalled. So it looks like my activity, for whatever reason, it's not really accurate in my opinion. So because I should be losing multiple pounds of weight, but I think it may be the whoosh effect that's going to happen. But I mean, we'll see with the in the next 2 weeks. I know this week I'm going to lose for sure because of the way I'm just like aggressively losing weight right now during the week. But in 2 weeks, if next week I'm not dropping, I'm basically going to incorporate a fast day. Instead of actually lowering the calories, I think fast days, or quote unquote fast day, is going to be mandatory. Basically going to eat like 140, 25, like 75 grams of protein and like some fiber in there one of the days of the week. And that's the way I'll approach it, without lowering my calories too much. So yeah, that's the way to do it. And yeah, and then if it's like still not doing it, I'm gonna add an additional fasting day. But I'm gonna keep it at maximum at 2 fasting days. That's where I'm gonna leave it at. They did studies where muscle mass is preserved during those, as long as you don't do it for more than like 2 days or something like that, which I won't do. So yeah, that's my plan of action. Instead of lowering it on a daily basis, I think that way is going to be a more preferable way, in my opinion, how to do this here. But yeah, man, I'm just really looking forward to seeing how my body's going to look, as you've heard in this podcast multiple times. But damn, man, I just want to see how it looks on my body under 10%. I want to know whether or not it's sustainable. I mean, I saw this one calisthenics athlete. He's 6 feet and 165 pounds, and he looks really good. Like his body at 165 looks really good. I may need to get down to like 170 to look really, really good, based on seeing that guy with his stature. So 170 seems like a great body weight to maintain. So basically, unless I actually gain lean body mass, I'm going to stay between 170 and 180 for the rest of the year is my plan. Now, if I'm at 170 and I'm still not under 10%, I'm going to go lower. I don't care. My objective this year is to definitely get to that under 10%, no matter what. That's my goal. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm definitely aiming for that. I'm going to keep on dieting, keep on fasting until I reach that goal. So yeah, that's a plan of action. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But don't know. It's really good to have a goal mindset, because it feels good when you accomplish it, you know. I know for a fact that once I get the goal, I'm going to maintain that hopefully for 2 weeks to a month is my goal, and then slowly then go on maintenance at that point, because I don't want to stay in this lean position for too long. I want to get out of it. And yeah, I think the 170 mark, I may get there probably in, it's not going to be June, sometime probably in July, because I'm going to slow it down when I get to that point. So probably sometime in June or July. Yeah. And so probably by the end of July, and then from that point on, I'm just gonna basically slowly hover between 170 from 180 from that point on. I mean, we'll see. It depends on how aggressive I want to be with this cut. But yeah, man, it's my first actual cut where I'm actually tracking the calories, and so I could use this experience as a way to kind of gauge how how I could do it later on in the future. I'm never gonna like truly bulk. I want to make sure I maintain a very good looking six-pack throughout the year. It's my ultimate goal. Basically be like someone who has a six-pack year round, you know. I want to make sure I develop the muscles on, you know, to get that six-pack. So basically my majority of my workouts are tailored to that effect, making sure I get a lot of hypertrophy in my midsection. And yeah, that is the way. So I still consistently listen to calisthenics podcasts. I'm going to pretty much, Gore Nation has a lot of great guests that are calisthenic athletes, and that's where I get a lot of my tips and ideas from. And yeah, it's really enlightening, and it's very motivational to hear a lot of these stuff that they mention in the podcast athletes. And so I highly recommend anyone that is considering becoming a calisthenic. I never intend on becoming a calisthenic athlete in terms of joining competitions. My only thing is I just want to be able to do some of the moves. I want to be able to do specifically the planche, the front lever, and the one-arm pull-up. I would really love to get the one-arm pull-up. That's something that I really want to get. But I have to be cautious with that one, because you get like elbow tendonitis if you do things incorrectly, and if you don't basically give yourself the time to develop the tendon strength to do that move. So I'm being very cautious with that move. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be easier to do with a lower body weight, obviously. So I'm basically gonna, once I could do like a few weighted pull-ups here and work on my grip strength, should be able to get it hopefully by the end of the year is my goal. If I could get it by the end of the year, I'll be an extremely happy man. Just one of the moves. I think front lever is very possible to do. I think front lever is going to be the first move that I'm going to be able to get before the front lever. But the planche is definitely going to be the very last one. Like I held the tuck planche for like I think a few seconds yesterday, which I was really happy with. I had to get the right spot. I noticed that you have to kind of know the right area to kind of hold it for that long. But now I realize that 3 is the most I'll do per week. I could see why you need to stick with 3 for. I'm gonna stick with 3 for the next 3 months, I think. Yeah, 3 days a week on the progressions. The one arm pull up, I could work on the progressions pretty much, every day. I think, yeah, I think it's possible to do the progressions every single day because I don't go crazy with the progressions. I'm very they're very less intensive. Basically, I'm just trying to just increase the number of get my body used to that thing right there. So I'm basically right now slowly doing one arm hangs and slowly increasing the length and time I hold on to these with the one arm. And so, and keep in mind, my weight's going to be keep on dropping, so it's just going to be easier to hold now that my weight is dropping. So yeah, that's also motivation to get down to, because then I'll be able to do a lot of the moves once I'm able to get down to a much more reasonable weight there. I think 170 is like actually perfect in my opinion. 170 is actually going to be very perfect. 170, and maintaining that, it's going to be, I realize that I have definitely a lot more fat to lose. Even though I see a six-pack, I definitely have another good 15 to 20 pounds. So I'm going to definitely be slightly more aggressive for sure. Definitely going to be aggressive in the next 2 weeks if I don't see too drastic of an improvement for sure. So yeah, with that being said, I'll end it here. Thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for the next episode of While We Walk.